All right, recapping my trading session here. This is my vlog for the day, Friday the 29, 30 of July. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. This is GA, 1 hour chart, all right? And on GA, on GA, we had this. Well, the movement, the trend is up. We broke up everything, but my time of trading was around here and not around here. Okay, so I've seen this 1 hour pin bar closing bearish, this one in here, and I thought, well, if we break the low of that bar, I definitely want to be into a trade, adding to I think we have room to go to the support here. We have around 23 pips of room. We just did it, and yeah. So I jumped into that trade in the break of that low, but this is an entry not considering that we are at resistance, because in MetaTrader we just don't see enough. I put the 4 hours so you can see you have nothing in the left. It's just It's just very difficult. There is no resistance because price has been bullish for a long time. If you look at the weekly candle, just look at this weekly candle, all right, on GA. Just ridiculous movement. Uh, but yeah, so we had no reference to go. Where is this button? It's here. Okay, we have no reference about resistance, and that's why I've picked up the low of this 1 hour candle here to get into an entry. All right. And that was a good sell, to be honest. It's just a very safe sell, etc. And I end up closing my trade. I managed this trade. This was a 1 hour trade, so I managed an M30. The thing is, we went into profit for around 10 pips, nine something, 10, and we came back to the entry, and that's some activity I don't like to see. On top of that, we also closed bullish, so this is after being 10 pips in profit, you don't want to risk a stop. So I just break even the trade, and it went to my break even there. That's a problem. We are also bouncing from this level here, the top of this week in the left. So you can see we are rejecting that week, and we closed bullish. So I can even consider to take longs in here, and but yeah, but you don't want to do that because this is just a 30-minute close, and it's a weak close, not a very strong close. So I didn't thought about it, but it's also 13 pips to the upside if I do it. So options. The thing is, my trade went break even, but as I recognize as my mistake that I should have entered in the close of this bar, and that would give me some room in here to have 12 pips, 13 pips. Till the end, we have like almost 15 pips, so it's more than enough to at least to take a partial target. And why should I have entered at the close and not at the breakdown? Well, because if I go to TradingView, and in TradingView I can scroll a lot, I can see that I'm bouncing from a resistance zone. This bottom side of that resistance zone, it's actually a week in the 4 hour candle back in the day, back in last year or something like that. So we are rejecting from that, and so if we are rejecting resistance, the close is enough. You don't need the break of the 1 hour high to get into a trade. That's the way I see it anyway. And so I should have entered, and I should have taken some partial profit. I didn't. I end up entering a bit late. It went to 10 pips and then break even my trade. So that was trade number one. Uh, it is what it is. Not worried. Not too much of a deal. Then the second trade, you can see it here. So after all, we closed bullish, but then we broke the low. We broke the low of this bullish candle. So in my head, we are just resuming what we were doing, right? And this was just a little bump in the way. So I took a trade in the breach of this low in the M30. And it was very unfortunate because it went to, again, it went to almost 10 pips. In here, I didn't break even the trade. I should at least closed 50% at break even, or I should at least close 50% as this next candle flips bullish, and you don't want to, my stop is just above here, but you don't want to take a full stop ever. So at least a good safety measure is just to close 50% in here, but I just closed the whole trade, and that was a mistake. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have closed the whole trade, and I would have taken this little stop. I would say this is like 7 or 8 pips, something like that. Yeah, it was 8 pips. But if it was only 50% of the trade, I would have hit my target down here for about 15. So that wouldn't be a problem, and that would be a profit. Uh, so the mistake here is not letting candles do is their thing. Let me see, because I was managing on M15 this trade. And yeah, we had this M15 closing above this support here. And I didn't like all this rejection, So I was just, this thing is going bullish again. And so I was afraid of that. My stop was just above here, but I didn't want to risk the full stop. But again, 50% would have been the right close, and not what I did. I closed the whole trade, and that's very bad policy, right? If you put your risk on the line, you gotta accept that you are taking risk, and you might have the full. That's the difference between simulations and real life trading, is that you gotta do exactly what you do on the simulations, and this is something that I don't do on simulations. I would have closed 50% as this candle flips bullish in here, because I was already 10 pips in profit. And in the end, I end up doing it late and close the whole trade, not 50%. So there's a lesson to be learned here, all right? Yeah, this was a very, very bad management of trading. Okay, so moving on. This should have been the trades for the day, 2 trades, all right? But I did the third one, unfortunately. Okay, and the third one was here on GJ. On GJ, okay, so we just broke this low here, okay? And mistake number one is I'm taking a trade when I have support just here. Like, what am I doing? You know? Or in the limit, I have this yellow zone. This yellow. Oh, I'm an M15. I'm going to put the M30. So you see this closing zone in M30, right? So this is kind of my target. Like, look, you don't have room to go if you enter a trade here. You have just that's 3 pips away. You don't have room. So it's exactly what happened. It came here, it went to 4.5 pips, and then it went all the way back up again. All right, and it closed inside the range. And yeah, I closed something when it flipped bullish, and then I closed the rest when we went inside the range. But the mistake here is you shouldn't take a trade like this, ever, 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 ever. Okay, because you are at support. Just as simple as that. Now, after testing support, going up, and coming back again, and trying And breaking this low, this tells me that's a lot of will to go down. But that's a different trade, not what I did. Okay, I cannot sell when you have support just 4 pips away, 3 pips away. Okay, you cannot do that. Even in volume time, you cannot do that. Okay, the stop was more often than not the support is going to be a big stone in your way. Okay, so now this trade that I didn't took, okay, that's the real deal. But again, you have support just here. That's 5 pips away. That's trouble again. All right. Price came to, well, it came to 10 pips, but you don't know that. You don't know that. You closed very near support here. Okay. Came to 10 pips, went all the way back up, and yeah, and in that it ended up going down. But anyway, that was a trade I didn't took. I didn't took that one. I didn't. But the trade here, the guys, the trade here is this one. Is after breaching this support. Okay, now, and you have huge momentum going in the downside. Okay, so you are already very out of all this mess. Okay, and you have breached true support. When you breach this low, you are it's very probable that you are going to test the next support here. Okay, and that's like 13, 14 pips away. That's a huge one there. That should have been the trade, not this one, not this one. This is just me rushing to get into a trade when the majority of the trend is still bullish. All right, this is really a very bad trade I did here. Very bad trade. I was relying on the fact that we breached out from this candle closed bearish below all those closes there. All right. So in my head, okay, we already broke support, so we are going down when we breach the low here. But yeah, the thing is, you don't have space to the. If you take this close, that would be different because then you have a bit of space. You have till support, you have at least 7 pips. That might give you room for break-even trade. But this that I did, this is just bad trading. Okay, so I'm not hiding anything. I will keep on posting the successes and the losses, all right? And this can happen very often, all right? I'm not yet a professional trading. I'm still managing everything. I'm still managing my emotions. I know what to do right now. I know what to do. I have to stick to it, all right? This is bad trading. This one is bad trading. I should have closed 50% only. And this one is bad trading. I should have entered in the close of this 1 hour candle. Okay? So 3 mistakes to learn from it. Okay? That's the lesson for today. Cheers. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Bye bye.